wrong button. Episode 80, where we're still hitting wrong buttons.
Buttons? What's a button?
Button.
Button. Episode 80, where we suddenly go, oh, that's what that button does.
Aha. Aha. Yeah, that... I'm gonna have to turn off the audio because it's bad, dude. It's coming through like real sketchy.
Okay, I'll turn it down. Sounds perfect to me. Okay, so did you see the picture?
I'm working on it, dude. I got like 8,000 things I need to close down before I will actually be able to function. Okay, so I think I downloaded it, but I don't know
Skype
how
chat.
to see. Rez is here. Nice. Rez, are you cooking right now? So if I download it, where does it download to?
Hey guys.
Oh, there it is. Never mind. Oh my goodness. That is awesome. Sweet. Is that colored pencil?
Yes, it is entirely.
I like it. I love
every
colored pencil.
painful part.
Colored pencil's probably my favorite medium.
I still prefer regular pencil, but
Yeah.
colored pencil's good too.
Yeah. That is definitely sweet. I
Okay,
like
I'm gonna
it.
make a change to my network, so this might drop a second. Hopefully it won't, and hopefully everything will be fine. So far it is. See if that helps with our bandwidth. You're all moving still, so that's good.
I am here and moving.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right, so I got show notes up by Raptor. Let me see. Show notes are up. Skype is up. Twitch chat is up. Whamite and Zero and the Res. Very nice.
It's anti-Whamite.
Anti-Whamite.
And Nightfall's lurking also.
Nice.
And Stark.
Dude, how is everyone playing Overwatch?
Because
How is
beta went out today.
Yeah, right? Nice. I don't get in no beta. Do you notice
Although
when
I did get the email, but I did not get the email, but I haven't checked my account to see if I...
So how about ever since I stopped subscribing to WoW, I don't get into anything. So I guess if you're not into WoW, you don't get anything else. I used to be on the nice list.
Yeah, no, I didn't get a beta. I got the pre-purchase Overwatch now.
Speaking of WoW, I need something to set my pencils on.
Just go into the other room. No, I'm not like other people. I don't have Yong Woo on speed dial in the other room. I don't have dudes just coming to my house saying, "I love your podcast. Give me a T-shirt."
Yeah, no doubt.
Zero's got stalkers.
And the mic's freaking out again. There we go.
I hear you bouncing around over there.
Do I need to bring my tools?
Oh, look at you with your pliers.
We'll see.
You got your pliers.
Yeah, we know about your true story. We heard it all. We have microphones in your house listening.
At least when Discord's open.
Dude, that is
bacon.
too funny.
Say anything about bacon? Did Rez say
Bacon.
his... Rez was cooking, but he didn't say his bacon.
Yeah.
Arr.
Well, if you're not cooking bacon, you're not doing it right.
Oh.
That's like, why do you cook bacon and bake cookies?
He's not listening. He's counting on his fingers again.
Hey, I'm sending messages out to come watch our stream. I'm how do you say, broadcasting our show? I don't know.
Tweeting?
Advertising?
Now, for some reason, Squish, you are...
Freezing a lot?
Yeah. Are you
I
doing
noticed
stuff?
that. I don't,
Are you playing games?
no.
Do you have anything else open?
I don't think so. Oh, well, let me go on Hearthstone for a sec. That's not the issue at the moment. Let me try closing out some stuff.
Dude, it's Bossasaur! No way! Now I am honored. I can't believe this. Nice. Michael, you're the man. Thank you so much. Bossasaur is one of my dearest, closest friends. I would say he is as close as Rez.
Wow.
Well.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah, Bossasaur. You guys, I've tried to watch him on his Twitch channel, and it's crazy. Like, there's dinosaurs and Godzillas and just, yeah. Yeah, oh my gosh. Well, this is true.
Now, this is family friendly. We don't want to talk about that. That's scary.
This is family friendly, but I've also been friends with Michael since, yeah, before I could probably, I don't know, before the internet. So
Let me guess. It was in the bathtub as kids.
I don't think we ever did that. But do you know
I don't want to know.
all the stormtroopers? All the stormtroopers
Yep.
I have? Guess whose they are?
You stole them from Boss?
I stole them from Bossasaur. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I would. It's called stealing when he says you should just take these. You would display them better than I would. And I'll tell you.
You put them to good use.
I do. I displayed murder. But I'll tell you what, if you guys want to see a display of immense magnitude, you need to check out Bossasaur's display of paraphernalia. Oh my gosh. I don't know. He could tell you about it in Twitch chat, but it's amazing.
Well, are you
Too much information?
Are you quite ready?
I don't even
Wait,
know what
we're
that
waiting
means.
on you.
Oh, jeez.
I'm ready
Hold
to
on,
push the button.
Are you pushing the right button? The correct button?
Shaman. I have to remember that. Shaman. If I forget, remind me. Shaman.
Why am I
Okay, we're
remembering
good.
that, Shaman?
I think Vestidius tried to start the show and Squishy started saying shaman.
They're gonna be rich.
All right, you gonna try again?
We could try.
We can try.
Class, attention, please. Okay. Is that loud enough for you guys? Because it's barely loud for me at all.
I can't hear anything.
Quiet.
That's quiet? That's weird. Oh, I know why.
Pressing the wrong button. There we go.
I had that down and I had iTunes up.
That would do it.
Okay.
You gotta get down to get up.
That's right. Okay.
We're gonna be rich.
Reno Jackson style.
You're listening to Legend of the Innkeeper, the Hearthstone podcast for casual players.
Ah, you knew you. Pull up a chair by the hearth.
Welcome to Legend of the Innkeeper. I'm Vastidius.
And I'm Squishy Dragon.
And I am Espo.
And controversy continues. Breaking news tonight, special coverage about the end of Hearthstone.
As we know it.
Wow, we'll talk about a bit of panic among other things.
When we had the show last week, it was, we had the naysayers, we had the doom callers, we had the people that were
It's
worried.
doomsayers.
Doom
Sayers.
callers? Sayers?
Doomsayers,
Whoops, okay.
07 minions you play.
I'm new to this doom stuff. I'm always like unicorns and rainbows. So I'm new to all this doom stuff. But I couldn't believe it. Like, it was, sky is falling and it's going to fall right on you. And then I got angry. Oh, first of all, let's apologize for that. Holy smokes. I went off the deep end. I listened and I was like, wow, I was really upset. But I will justify it, rightfully so. And I'll say it again, just for all of you. There was news that that new players would get into the game not even knowing that there was an Axramus adventure mode, not even knowing that there was a Blackrock Mountain adventure mode, not even knowing that there was an Elevex adventure mode. These new players would miss out on this content. No, not even talking about the cards. Forget the cards. It's the experience that I've had, the experience that Rez has had, the experience that all of us enjoyed, even a little bit, would not be had by a new player. Yes, they will not even know about it. So it's like they shouldn't even be worried about it. But I'm worried about it. I'm worried about them not having fun in those cool adventures. But later on, we'll talk about what Yongwu, what Ben Brode said in reply to my tweet.
You know what? I think we should actually just bring that in since we are talking about it. Let's just real quickly zip down to our Twitter shout out. Because you tweeted right at the end of the show, basically, will the new players still have the opportunity to enjoy the old adventures after they cycle out of standard mode? And when he was typing this in the midst of his anger. And he's like, how do I say this nicely?
I would say it was at the peak of my anger. Like, it was I'm so even keel, excited, about the show, just smooth along, having a good time, and then all of a sudden Vastidius says new players won't get to enjoy that concept. It was like super. Kranz's dad is so mad. It was like insane. I was like, ugh. So anyway.
But
yeah,
quickly,
I tweeted out.
Yongwu responded back and said, we're excited to make use of that content in the future. Haven't decided on the details. Which I replied to him and said, through our Twitter, Espo just went tilt on the show because of that. Which he replied back to again, saying, I'm very confident the designers will come up with something awesome.
Smiley face.
Smiley.
Yongwu trying to get me not to kill people.
Well, what was funny is I was chatting with Ariana today, and she's apologized for not being able to keep up on the show with what's going on with her work and all that stuff. She's not been keeping up. I said, did you listen to the last episode? She said, no, I haven't been able to. It's just been, like, you have to listen to the last show. She goes, I don't know if I'm going to get... I said, you have to listen to the last 20 minutes. Minimum. Espo lost it. She's like, what? And then I had to say, Espo threatened Ben Brode. On the show, on the air. And she's like, oh. So I don't know if she's watched it yet or listened to it, but
yeah.
That was epic.
Well, I'm telling you, man, like, it really upset me. And listening to
It has set you in the right way too, because it wasn't unjustified upset. It's legitimate. I agree with you completely.
Well, in the past week, I've read a lot about it. I've listened to a lot of people talk about it. And most of the conversations, most of the writings and stuff going on are about the cards. My concern isn't about the cards. On this show, we talk about the new player experience. We talk about fun being guaranteed. Yes, you have to have cards to have fun. Obviously, you can't just... I mean, you know what? You could watch other people play the game, but you don't get that same experience as you throwing down the cards and you having fun. So yes, you have to have cards to play the game and enjoy it. And fun, to have fun guaranteed, you have to have cards. But that was not my concern. My concern was those experience, like the mine cart, like going into that and being like, what?
Oh, yes.
What is this? What is going on? Like, who cares that you're, not getting the cards at the end? I just want the new players. Yes, I've played through it. Do I play through it once a week? No. Do I play through it maybe once a month? Maybe. But it's like, I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about those new players missing out. Do they know they're missing out as a new player? No, they don't know the difference. But it's me. Like, in my heart, I'm like, oh, man, you just started the game. Oh, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, man, you missed some epic stuff going down.
Kel'Thuzad was awesome during that whole
right.
Extremis.
And so, yeah, we can reminisce and talk about that stuff, but the new players will be like, wait a second, what's Nax Ramus? I don't remember that. Or, what went down in Blackrock Mountain again? L of X, what's that? And they can craft those cards for Wild if they want. But they won't get that experience of going in there, enjoying those adventures. Now, Yongwoo did say, I'm very confident that designers will come up with something awesome. They said they're excited to make use of that content in the future. So yeah, maybe, but that could also mean that they're going to use those hero powers in the future. We saw a lot of the tavern brawls make use of those hero powers, make use of those heroes like Nefarian and Ragnaros. So that might be what he's referring to. I hope possibly he's referring to them taking that content without the reward of the cards and making it free, allowing you to play through those adventures. Please, I beg you, Blizzard, do that for the new player. Yes, they'll come in and they won't know. So it's like what they don't know won't hurt them, but it hurts me because I'm like, they missed some epic stuff, right? Am I right?
Absolutely. Well, one thing, too, I have been in my reading, a couple of the interviews that Ben Brode has done in the last week with PC Gamer and Smash Magazine, Smash something, forget the name of the site. But he had, it was Shack News, that's right. And in that interview, he did stress that one of their biggest focuses on the changes is for the new player, is to make the whole process of getting started in the game early and easier for the new player. And the more I see this, the more I hear about this, the more I realize they're right. They're really striving to make this easier to get into and get involved. Because if you get involved in the game to a point where you can actually understand it and you're able to jump in and start enjoying the game fairly quickly, then it's a lot more fun and enjoyable. If you come in and there's so much stuff and you get so overwhelming, then it's not as fun through that process. So,
and I'm going to jump in there and say basically what I did for the week, which is I only got one battle against the Innkeeper done this week, but, we had a shorter week. But I am starting to feel like I'm actually enjoying the game a lot more. I'm starting to understand it a lot better. And so I feel like I'm actually starting to get it, which is super exciting.
So you had a moment this week?
Kinda, yeah. More like a gradual aha moment.
Aha. Like that.
Sure.
Okay.
Good.
Well, that's positive. So I guess we should really cover, what did you do this week, I suppose? Did you have a chance to play much?
Yeah, I actually I played the Tavern Brawl quite a bit. I played a little bit of Paladin. I'm still working on getting my Golden Paladin. It's kind of fallen to the wayside because of work and then work again, and then a little bit of work, and then the weather. Honestly, has been kind of weird. So I've been just doing a lot with the weather outside, taking care of the farm and everything. But
How are the dragons?
they're doing okay. They're doing okay. We had to get them blankets and we had to move them around for shelter and put them in separate caves and
Yeah, you can't
stuff
let
like
their
that.
scales get moldy or anything.
Yeah. So I'm at 388. Not even to 400 yet. So slow going. So Golden Paladin, it'll happen, just not anytime soon. I also played the Brawl, which was weapons. Rez and I had a lot of fun with that. Actually, I ended up getting the quest for Win 5 Brawls, and that worked out kind of nice. Played some Shaman, played some Warrior, played a little bit of Rogue, and had a little bit of fun in some Hearthstone this week, and actually went back and played a little bit of the Adventures. It just made me sad.
Oh,
Get you angry all over again.
I know. It was like, dude, just... anyway, I already said enough. I told myself I wasn't going to tilt tonight. I wasn't going to get upset about, new players not being able to enjoy what I've enjoyed in the game. But they'll enjoy their, Blizzard will find a way. They'll enjoy something. It just might not be. Okay, so anyway.
Well, I did play a little this week too as well. I did go through the Brawl. Not a big fan of this one that much, but I was able to get it accomplished, and then I started playing with a few decks, but mostly playing with a priest deck that is Confessor focused, and I think I mentioned this last week, but this week I came across a deck that I'm playing with now. It's called Sling Mage. I found it on Hearthstone, and the deck is built around a certain concept, and I've been having a blast with it and actually winning with it. It's Mage, if I didn't mention that already. The
Sling Mage.
Sling Mage, yeah, it's Mage, and I don't know why it's Sling Mage, but one of the primary cards, there's really a couple that are really focused. It's a Grand Crusader. I know that's a weird card to be your primary card. The Grand Crusader is a battle cry, add a random Paladin card to your hand.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And then the combo that goes with it is Bronze Beard, which allows your battle cries to trigger twice. And then the rest of the deck is built around battle cries also, like Nefarian. You've got the Jeweled Scarab. You use the Recombobulator for many reasons, not just trying to use that for multiple times. But the coolest thing about it is what you're trying to do is trigger some of those really awesome Paladin cards by using Grand Crusader with Bronze Beard at the same time to get 2 Paladin cards, or to get 4 cards from Nefarian. And it's just a really cool combination. And I've won about 80% of my games with it, but I'm only at rank 18, 19. So it's
wow, dude. So you've only played 3 games?
No, I've played like 17. I mean, literally playing a ton of games with it.
How are you only rank 18 then?
Well, I wasn't only playing that game, playing that pack. That deck I moved in.
Okay, I got you.
And switched back, lost a few, then went back to it again, and so. But I'm just, as I play with that, the more I do that, I'm trying to work my mage up again, and my mage is at 267, so a little over halfway to my golden mage. And my paladin, I'm working on that sort of. Also, he's at 188, so he's kind of a little further behind than what you're doing. But however, Hunter is at 406. Sneak it up there.
I like that because my 2 golden decks are Hunter and Warlock.
Yep.
Except I did Hunter first and then Warlock. You did Warlock first and now.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting. But my third, Paladin. So
that's why I'm on Mage. Maybe I don't know. We'll see if Mage beats Hunter or Hunter beats Mage. We'll see.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
That's the goal. Okay,
Right.
so this week we're going to talk about the top card art since we do have artists on board. And this week,
Yeah.
since it's going away with the new standard mode, I chose Goblins versus Gnomes. And I thought that would be quite appropriate.
Yeah.
So I ended up picking, of course, Mage. Unstable Portal. I just really like that graphic. That's such a cool image. My backup was possibly Bouncing Blade just because I enjoy that card. And then my other one would be, yes, I have a few of them in mind. Dr. Boom and, the bombs for the priest. I can't remember the name of them right now. But
Light Bomb?
yeah, Light Bomb. They look so much fun to play because they are fun to play.
Wait. Light Bomb. Let me see. Hold on. I don't remember Light Bomb.
A little pile of bombs.
Oh, yeah. I see
They're
them
just-
now.
they're fun,
They
yeah.
got like, well, did you
Smiley
notice?
faces on them, right?
Yeah, but they aren't just smile. They have horns. Smiley faces with horns.
Mm-hmm.
So they're almost like little goblins.
Oh,
Because, you know, goblins go boom, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, so I like that.
So yeah, that was my short list.
There we go. Did you see the flavor text on Light Bomb?
No, I haven't.
This is what happens when you allow goblins to be priests.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so Squishy, what was your choice?
I had to go with Puddle Stomper
What?
because it's Puddle Stomper. Like it just is. Enough said. But
I
again,
approve.
my backups, my other options. I had Illuminator, which I really liked. You know, card art because again tells a story, and I had to do Mogre the Ogre because it's really
Ariane one, right?
yeah.
Oh yeah, the other one I had was Ogre Ninja.
Of course.
I mean, that's a classic.
It is. It is. I mean, you know, you can barely see him because of that tree.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, even his limbs are sticks.
You're right. Well, my one choice, was for Arianwen, and it is Velen's Chosen. I had a few other choices, but I finally fell onto this one because Velen wrote a lovely card for Tyrande with a picture of the Deep Run tram that said, I choose you. So anyway, it's a Tauren on Velen's Chosen. You see the Tauren there?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I like all the light coming out from him, and I was like, I gotta pick. Because I had this and a few others, and I was like, you know what? For Arianwen, I'll choose Velen's Chosen. I
She
really
would've
like the
picked
art on it. Yeah, I know, but, you know, it's one of those cards where she would be like, what? Oh, it is a Tauren. That's a cow?
Yes, absolutely.
So, I can hear her saying now, that's really, oh, it is. So there you go, Arianwen. Another Tauren hidden in the game. Velen's Chosen.
Arianwen thanks you.
All right.
Well, in the news, we already mentioned Ben Brode had an interview with Shack News, and I have a link in the show notes for the Shack News article where he has that interview. But some of the things that he said in that interview, I wanted to kind of just mention that I thought were interesting tidbits and things that came out of that. Here's the first quote of the line. He said, "It's something we could be changing more frequently." This is about the standard mode. Something we could be changing more frequently even. We could experiment with, for example, an all grand tournament arena. The way arena is set up, we already mess with the percentages of the new stuff. So you actually get to see it in the arena since there are many other cards there. So that was interesting that he was talking about the idea of the possibility of tweaking the arena to actually have specific sets or more emphasis on certain cards and those types of things. I thought that was really cool. And he also said that he seemed to indicate that anything is still open to change, that even the structure of the formats themselves are not set in stone. Things could change. They're still in the beginning of all this. Well, not really the beginning, but they are still trying to finish this out and flesh it out and figure exactly how it's going to work. And then another comment he said that I thought was really a good explanation of the changes and some of the things that we can look forward to. He said that the feel of Hearthstone is going to be different every year. That things are changing, and this year won't be like the last year. And then that's what Standard is meant for. And one of the examples he gave is that this coming year, mechs are not going to be prominent in the game because of Goblins versus Gnomes being pulled out or being put out in the wild mode and not in Standard. But that doesn't mean next year that they may come back. I mean, they may have a resurgence with a whole new mech expansion. And next thing you know, we got all mechs again. Mechs again, not Mexicans. So it's really cool. Yeah. And then when asked about new heroes, Ben Brode said, I think you'll hear about new heroes in the not too distant future. We definitely have not given up on them. It's something we think is exciting. We just haven't made any new ones yet. So there you go. You heard it here. The next hero is a Mex again.
Oh my goodness.
Multicultural.
It was fun being on the podcast while
See what happens when you move to Texas.
That's right.
Too close to the border. The other thing I want to mention, we've got a new feature on our website. It's a lot of fun. It's just for fun and enjoyment. It's a listener map. So on the website, I have set up, if you look on the menu at the top of the page, at the very end is a link to listener map. And it allows you as a listener to tell us where you're from so that we can see where everybody is at. So what you do is when there's a form on that page for you to fill out at the bottom, and when you send that form, it actually just sends me an email with your information, and then I have to manually add it. I don't have an ability set up to actually let you add it, and plus it helps me keep things under control a little bit. But it'd be awesome to see where everybody's at and to kind of fill out the pins on the map. And you can zoom in the map and take a look at all the different areas. And it's just really a lot of fun. And it helps us to get a better idea of where everybody's at and kind of gets us excited to see. We had an email come in last week from a listener who's in Africa.
I wanted to record this video to let you guys know that we have something special.
Whoops.
What was that?
That didn't work.
So anyways, take a moment, go to legendoftheinnkeeper.com and click on Listener Map and tell us where you're at. We'd love to see it. So that's all I got for now for news. So anything else you want to say before we move on about standard mode or mode?
Later on, I'll talk about it.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so we've been journeying through a little process of teaching our very own Squishy Dragon how to play the game. From the very beginnings, teaching her little things along the way to try and help her get excited about playing the game. And apparently it's working a little bit because, as you heard earlier, she's actually starting to enjoy the game because she's starting to understand about it. So this week we're going to mess all that up and teach her how to build decks.
Yay. So much for that.
All.
All the training out the window.
Out the window. You're done. Now, one of the things that has been a discussion in the house when we're talking about putting together her cards, especially after she opens a pack and gets some more cards each time, is she's using the same deck we kind of built that I put together for her because I know the cards better than she does. Going through the cards, going, yeah, you want this. Yeah, no, you don't want that. Yes, you want this.
But it's got good card art, Dad.
Exactly. So it's got to be good, right? It's a complicated subject. And for someone who's really new to the game or who isn't having a lot of success in the game, it's really overwhelming. But the key thing is to better understand how you build decks and how to be successful at it. There's really some basic core tenets that you really need to be aware of before you can really tackle it effectively. So I thought we'd cover some basic concepts before starting to really dig into the actual process of building decks. Because if you don't understand some of these core fundamentals, you'll actually have a lot of difficulty consistently building good decks. And it might seem like we're stepping back to very, very basic concepts, but bear with us as we go through these things. There's just some things you need to know to kind of start that
Well,
process
it may not seem like we are. We actually are.
out. Well, that's true. Very true and very true.
Which is good. This is what we said we were going to do. At the beginning of January, we said we were going to get back to basics because all in all, I'd like our podcast to be about the new player. I'd like our podcast to be about enjoying the game, and what better way for a new player to enjoy the game than building their own deck once they get their collection to a size where they can build their own deck. So what Bastidius is about to explain are the basics, and they're good things to know for even the veteran player, kind of to remind you, hey, I should probably look for this. I should probably check for lethal, because we all make the mistakes.
No, never. So there's a lot of content here. Hush. And we'll break this up probably over several shows as we go through, but kind of to give you the basics. First thing you really kind of have to realize, there's these things in Hearthstone that's called threats. The first thing you do when you play the game is you play against a threat, a Murloc Raider. Now, it's not really a really imposing character that you're playing against, but basically a threat is something that if you don't deal with it, it will eventually cause you pain. And eventually you will lose the game.
Now, the Murloc Raider is, even though it is the first threat you really see in the game, it's not a KOS later on. It is like as you get on in the game, you're going to be like, wow, so this was a threat? No.
Well, hey, it does meet the definition because it has two, yes, count them, two attack. Therefore, it's capable of doing 2 damage every single turn while it's alive and while it doesn't have anything blocking its path. So Hearthstone is loaded with threats. Various levels, they all have different characteristics, but the important thing is to understand how these threats interact to help you understand what a concept is called threat superiority. Let's just stick with the Murloc Raider. Let's talk about the little stats on him. He's got 2 attack, 1 health, right? They don't mean much when you just kind of think of it that way, but if you understand what these stats mean relative to everything else, then it helps you better understand the value. So let's think about a couple other cards that are very similar to that. One that we should talk about is the Bloodfin Raptor, which Squishy is very familiar with right now because she's been spending the last week drawing an incredible Bloodfin Raptor on her stream on Twitch. And if you've missed that, you're missing out on a whole lot. But we'll have that up on her stream that she'll be able to see it. Actually, the videos, we're going to be putting together a time lapse of her drawing that over time here, so you'll be able to see that. It's a lot of fun. But also, if you want to buy it, you can buy it on her store on a t-shirt or a picture or a poster or even a shower curtain. Buddy, that's right.
Because you want to see that, when you take a shower, giant dinosaur going.
So anyways, but the Bloodfin Raptor, in comparison to what the other one has, it has 3 attack, 2 health. So when you get these 2 cards on the board against each other, they will both be destroyed if they attack each other. This is an example of threat equality. They can trade 1-for-1 basis, and neither player will have an advantage on the board after the combat. But it's not always the case. So what he ends up doing before the next game is instead of having a he Thrall in that first battle, he actually replaces the Bloodfin Raptor with a River Crocolisk. The River Crocolisk is very similar to the Bloodfin Raptor, except his attack is only 2 and his health is 3. So having that change makes a huge difference on the combat. In the next game, you still have that Murloc Raider, but he plays a River Crocolisk. When they attack, guess what? The River Crocolisk actually survives. And that is a threat superiority.
Okay.
So this is very basic concepts. We're not trying to do any stretch of imagination here and trying to really go adding extra detail. But if you understand these little concepts, you finally understand what's called inevitability. Thrall will have established a board position that will win the game. That if Jaina can do nothing else, your character is Jaina, then he's going to win. And that's inevitable because his deck has a better card. It has threat superiority. So,
and that's why I always like cards with bigger butts.
I knew you were going there. So when you have decks that are full of 30 cards, everything's more complex. But still, the concept is still the same. If you line up both decks, compare all the threats, then one deck is going to have threat superiority with everything that's all the factors being equal. That eventually there's going to be that inevitability at some point in the game that the deck with the larger minions is going to win. So why don't we just build a deck with bigger butts and win every game?
Because it costs more mana.
That's one factor. There are other factors. What else could possibly change the outcome?
How about resources? Trying to read your show notes for the answer.
That's not in there.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I gotcha. Well,
Are you talking about like removal stuff?
That's one thing. Yeah, there's a lot of different factors that can change the inevitability factor. So the important part right now is to recognize that one deck begins the game with a threat superiority, and that this will lead to a point where eventually there's inevitability if there's no interruption. So one of those things that can change things is the clock. So if we go back to the Murloc Raider, players in Hearthstone begin with 30 life. So assuming you play a Murloc Raider on turn 1 and the opponent does nothing else, the Murloc Raider will kill your opponent on turn 16 of the game. That's because the Murloc Raider can't attack the first turn you play it, so it only starts doing 2 damage the turn after it's played. So if you do final points of damage on the 16th turn, that would be 2 times 15 equals 30 points of damage. So 15 would be what's known as the clock for your opponent. That means simply that that's the number of turns it's going to take for you to win the game if the board does not change.
What is it called? I can't quite hear you.
The clock.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's what I thought you said. Wasn't quite sure.
So there's a number of ways you can affect the clock. And the simplest way is to change the size of the threat. For example, if instead of playing a Murloc Raider with 2 attack, you play a Stranglethorn Tiger, which has 5 attack. So you shorten the clock. So assuming your opponent still has 30 health, you now can win the game in 6 turns versus 15 or 16. So what does the clock really mean? Well, previously we already talked about the threat superiority and how that interacts with each other. You think of the clock the same way because the clock is a concept that describes the way the threat interacts with your hero. So if your opponent has a clock on what can you do about it?
You could play Hunter, and then you don't even have to have minions to put them on a clock.
So what you have is an answer.
Yes.
So an answer is what nullifies the threat. So what qualifies an answer? Well, a threat can act as an answer itself by you playing another card that threat combats that. The most straightforward example of a non-threat answer is an ability that removes the threat from the board. So one good example of that is Assassinate. Destroys an enemy minion. Okay, it destroys it, it removes the threat. But the good thing about Hearthstone is it has a lot more options other than just Assassinate. Assassinate's very situational. It can destroy an enemy if you're able to target it. So if your opponent plays something like a Fairy Dragon that can't be targeted, well, it doesn't work. So Assassinate's not able to interact with that threat. So why are you concerned with the situational nature of answers? Because one card ability isn't an answer at all unless it's able to interact with the threat. So you can think of threats as locks and the answers are keys. And this is a pretty good kind of combination to understand it. And the game designers built Hearthstone this way because they know it can be frustrating to have all your threats removed with answers. So in order to put some limitation on how effective answers can be, they put limits on them. And so that really helps keep every answer from, every card from just automatically killing every type of card. So there's a lot to this. So what are you thinking so far? Is this a lot of words? I know I talk a lot sometimes, and you tend to...
It's a lot of words, but for me, it's more like it's a lot of words that, I don't know, you could be using differently to make it a little more clear.
Well, that's good.
I guess rephrase it. What?
What parts did you maybe not understand, and so we can fix that?
Let's see.
Well, that's supposed to say.
Clock, I understand what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean by the keys and locks.
That's what can you fill that out, or are you just confused as to yes?
I was a little thrown off when you were talking about using keys and locks. I was like, that analogy went over
Well,
my head.
Here's,
Okay,
here's, the,
wasn't just
here's the
me.
better description of it. With the keys and locks, not every key will fit every lock. Every key being an answer to every threat.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I got
okay,
you. I got
so
you.
what's the answer then?
It
like-
depends. Every situation is different, and that's what's cool about this game is that there are threats that you may not have an answer for.
No,
With-
you're supposed to clarify.
Well, the key to it is not using the key pun on purpose, but the key to it is understanding that threats. You don't want a threat to be able to be removed with answers all the time, because
Okay, tell me again what answers are.
okay,
Like, give me
a
an
threat
example.
is, we'll say what was the one card earlier? Well, fairy dragon.
So,
If you have a card that you can put down that removes a fairy dragon every time somebody plays it, that's not fun.
Right.
So they added on the fairy dragon the ability for it to be stealth when you play it, or not be able to be affected by spells.
Okay.
So if you have a card that's a removal that is a spell, it can't attack that one unless it's a random situation. And there's things that they work around to make these things work. Go ahead, Espo.
okay. So, in other words, I think what he's trying to say is you have threats in the game and you have answers in the game, but not all the time do these threats get answered, or you don't have the answer. So that's kind of what makes this game exciting, because someone may throw a threat down and you may have the answer, or maybe you don't. And you try to build your deck so that either you are the one throwing the threats that are unanswered, or you are the one with, the correct answers. And that's where you got to find that fine balance when building your deck. Are you the one that's always going to be throwing the threats down, trying to find out if your, opponent has every key, has every answer? Or are you going to be the one that kind of like maximizes your deck with all the answers and hardly any threats? So you kind of got to think about those two things when you're building your deck. Is that kind of what you're getting at, Bastidius?
Sounds good.
Okay.
It's a good explanation.
So basically, a threat is any minion card.
For the
An
most part,
answer is anything that removes that.
or it can handle that card in some way.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. Clear.
Because here there's a few things that they've done to mix up the answers, so to speak. They've kind of done them in three different types of categories. One of them is that one way that they have limited answers is by making these limits, these usages binary, meaning they have only one thing they do. They either are effective or they're no use at all. A good example of this is Shadowward Pain. Shadowward Pain is a card for priest that destroys a minion with 3 or less attack. So if your minion on your opponent's side has 3 attack, then it's completely ineffective because you can destroy it.
Okay.
If it's more than 3 attack, then you can't use that card at all. Completely useless. So it's very powerful, but no flexibility, because it's either this or that.
Gotcha.
Then they have another type of way of limiting by putting a limit on the effectiveness. A good example of this would be Arcane Shot. Arcane Shot does 2 damage and will act as a complete removal of minions that have 2 or less health. But if it has 3 or more health, it's only partially effective. It still can do damage, but it's often a lot more powerful than the binary cards, which are the ones that remove it completely, wholesale. And then the last piece would be a combination of both of these techniques. A good example is multi-shot. It's binary in that it can't be played at all unless the opponent has 2 minions or more on the board. But when it does only 3 damage to the minions. And so these cards get both the worst of both worlds. They lack flexibility, but they're also less powerful on average.
Okay.
So these are the types of limitations they put on some of these removals and to be able to pull that out. So just be aware right now the answers have inherent risks to them and that they stem from the limitations on how much they can do. So an answer is a dead card if it has nothing to get rid of. So it's kind of a card that you might not want to put a bunch of them in your deck because you may end up having a bunch of them in your hand and not able to do anything with them.
Okay.
So I'm not going to go much more into that for now because it's a lot. I know it seems simple in concept, but someone who's new to the game, this may be like, whoa, too much stuff, too much words. I got to think of
And
it.
you're only halfway through.
Only halfway through. That's right.
So,
Of part one.
Of part one.
well, and this will start you down the road, Squishy, of becoming of thinking of what kind of player are you. Like someone said in Twitch chat that Hunter would be like a threat class, where Priest would be an answer class. And one other way to say that, which you're probably familiar with, is an aggressive class or an aggro class and a control class.
Mm-hmm.
So having all the answers is like controlling the board. Having all the threats is like playing aggressively or playing aggro, or like they say very commonly, face. So you'll hear someone say, I played a face priest, which is very, very strange, but it's doable with enough neutral cards where you're just, playing very aggressive minions. You're going to the face. So, obviously to play those cards, you have to build the deck first. So in your mind, you're probably already thinking, well, I like the way these cards play, or I like the way these cards play. And you're probably already kind of moving one direction or the other. Now, of course, there's all kinds of decks out there, not just aggressive and control. So maybe there's, mid-range, or maybe there's combo decks, ramp decks, and we can get into that later on. But for now, just start thinking about, the big threats and the big control cards, and think about, that fine line you have to walk between how many of each you'll put in your deck, or will you go all one way or all the other. If you do go all one way, just remember that you're sacrificing a little bit of control. If you go all the other way, then you're sacrificing some aggression. Either way, always have an end game in mind when building your deck. What is your idea that will end the game? How will you get your opponent to 0 health? What will get you there? And kind of think of it that way when building your deck. You have to have an end game in mind. You can't just say, well, I'm just going to control the board. Well, okay, but then you're going to basically go to fatigue, and if they happen to have a big minion at the end that you can't answer, well, guess what? They're going to destroy you. You can't just go, well, I'm just going to go to face with all these small minions. Well, then you're probably going to run out of cards, and then they're just going to end up killing you because you're only playing one card per turn. They get rid of it. Their other minion hits you in the face. So you kind of got to think about that stuff when building your decks. What is your win? They call it some people call it a win condition. Okay, but it's really what is your idea of how you'll end the game? How will you get the other person to 0 health? Think about that, and then obviously think about what causes the most fun for you. What makes you smile? What makes you enjoy the game? Build a deck that does that too.
I'm curious.
Dragons.
What have you found that makes you smile? Is it dragons, or is it playing cards that you can immediately attack with, or cards that you can remove the opponents? What have you found so far?
I haven't really played with any dragons because I don't really have any dragons. But I don't know. I like clearing the board when there's a lot of minions. If you can just like clear everything, that's really nice.
That would be more of a control.
Yeah. I mean, this does explain why I hate playing against hunters. Oh, I'm just like, I see a hunter concede. Like, just no. I haven't tried playing a hunter, at least not in a long time. So I might enjoy playing it, but I don't like playing against them, at least not with Rogue. So.
Yeah, we need cards.
You can also control the board with minions. So it's not just removal spells and AoE or board wipes that controls the board. You can also use minions that control the board. And those would be the minions with the bigger butts. So think about that too.
Well, that starts our little conversation about getting better, building decks, and going that forward. And if you guys have any input or questions that you'd like to submit, send us an email. Send it over to info@legendoftheinnkeeper.com. We'd love to hear your input. Plus, Squishy reads a lot of these, and she absorbs what you say and takes that into account as she goes through and puts it to use. So we'd love to hear your input. So that's about it for
Yeah,
that.
since I'm looking ahead in the show notes and I see no iTunes reviews, no emails.
Yes.
We need to hear from you.
Don't make Squishy Dragon sad. Send emails. Support your
yeah.
Squishy Dragon.
Don't anger the Espo.
Well, we did have a Facebook shout out. Did you want to?
Yeah. So, our Facebook shout out, because we've already talked about our Twitter this week and
Yes.
what happened on Twitter. And I appreciate everybody who favorited, everybody who retweeted. Thank you very much. We got some attention there from Yongwoo, and he promised us that they will make an effort to use that content in the future, speaking of the old adventure modes. And he said that he's very confident that the designers will come up with something awesome. So thanks to Yongwoo, and thanks to all of you that favorited and retweeted those. Facebook shout out goes out to Matej this week. He voices some real concerns about Standard and about the changes and how he's kind of sad and he doesn't know what he'll do if he'll even continue playing the game. So he posted that on our Facebook page, and our patrons answered his cries. And one patron in particular, and this is Avantes from Hearthstone Hero Power, he writes, and he actually links an article that he wrote about this subject. And I was really, really excited about this because I know Avantes and I know very knowledgeable, and he won't write something that he isn't fully behind or that he doesn't know something that he doesn't know exactly everything about. And great blog, great article. I linked it in our show notes. If you're wondering where that is and you can't get a hold of our show notes, it's at heropowerhs.com. And you just go there and look at their blog, and you'll see where it says standard format, and Avantes actually writes about that. And he talks about what he thinks and what he's seen in the past when things like this happen. Because this happened, I think he actually said 1996, and I'm a little distracted because Zeroshio says Avantes is very smart. Don't tell him I said that.
Oh, wait, you're not supposed to read that out loud.
I know. Oh, man.
Yes, we are live.
Oh, no. I should apologize. Oh, jeez. Sorry, Zero.
I have to edit that out. Oh, never mind.
But yeah, the article, I think he says something like back in '96, Magic the Gathering, or Wizards of the Coast, who made Magic the Gathering, the TCG, they said, yeah, we're going to start having different formats because our card collection is big enough now. And, of course, what are we, 20-some years later, and we're fine? I mean,
Yeah,
Magic the Gathering
reading
is
that
doing
article,
pretty good, right?
Yeah, reading that article, I didn't realize, I wasn't paying attention to things about that time frame when that happened. And he said that a lot of people reacted the same way that they're reacting now at Hearthstone to the changes. Freaked out, sold their collections of all the old cards,
Wow.
did all this big change. Back then, it was a trading card game, so you had physical cards. But they regretted it later because the value of some of those cards that were retired, so to speak, or moved to a different format went up dramatically. And now, afterwards, people are going, man, I wish I still had my cards, and that type of thing.
So, speaking of which, real quick, I have to buy a card pack. So, should I buy Goblins vs. Gnomes?
Well, I asked the question in Facebook, in our Facebook group, the patrons, and they all recommended at this point to purchase Classic.
You think
Because
Classic?
you're trying to build your Classic deck for when Standard comes out. So you want to have those Classic cards. Yes, Goblins versus Gnomes is fun, but that's going to be only available in Wild when you really need to build your Classic deck because you really don't have a lot of Classic cards yet.
Okay. Classic it is.
So, what I was saying was Avantes wrote this article, and he kind of talks a little bit about Standard. He talks a little bit about the changes that are going to happen in Hearthstone, and kind of to piggyback on his article. I thought about this, and back then Magic had way more cards, even though it was still in its infancy. It still had more cards than Hearthstone does. So some people might say there's not enough cards for us to make this change right now. But Ben Brode has actually been quoted as saying this next expansion, the spring 2016 expansion, is going to be huge. It's going to come out with more cards than we've had in the past, so that will enlarge Hearthstone to a size where they're ready to start cycling out old sets.
Yeah.
And again, I can't talk about this enough. It's only one format, and it's the format they're using in tournaments, and it's a format that's actually going to help newer players so they don't feel so overwhelmed when they come into the game, so they can play with people of a semi-equal level.
I also wonder what Ben Brode means by huge expansion, because he did say, they said, we're going to make a bunch of changes to classic cards that need to be tweaked a little bit to fit what's going to happen. And when asked, well, how many is a bunch? He's like, well, between 2 and 20, but not near 10. I'm not near 20. Well, okay. What do you mean? It's like, okay, so it could be 2, it could be 3, actually. It could be 4. I don't know. We'll see. But it does sound like they are going to make some major, not major, but some changes to some basic cards, and they're going to be a lot focused on the Druid area, because the Druid decks use a lot of the classic cards in their function. So there's some changes that may need to be made there. So, sorry, I'm interrupting again.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah. So don't worry. I mean, it's right now the game is not going to change. I mean, it's still going to be the same old Hearthstone if you want it to. We still have Wild, where we can just go crazy. And honestly, Wild will not get incredibly wild, at least for another year or two, where, you'll start to see these crazy, win on turn 4, win on turn 2, where people are just comboing out that quick. You probably won't see that at least for another year. But even then, it's Wild. That's the way it should be. It should be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we would play the WoW TCG and we were, using all the cards, there were some combos where you'd be like, oh man, you did, but it was cool. You were usually playing with your friends. It wasn't in a tournament, so it wasn't like, oh man, I can't believe you got that off. Yeah, you believe he got it off because this is the format where you can do that. So it's pretty cool. So
one of those
I have
articles
faith.
I read, Ben Brode had mentioned something that was kind of interesting too. He threw out the concept that there is the possibility that if they have a card that just doesn't fit in the standard format, that it wouldn't be out of the question possibly to see one card retired to a different format because it just does not fit in the standard format. And I think he said that kind of casually, not really meaning it, that could happen, but he's just more than one to say, we may have to do that. I don't know. We'll see. But just something that I thought was rather interesting. What if you have a card that is overwhelming in here? They don't want to totally change that card. What do? You put it in the Wild, and then you pull it out of the standard format. That would be interesting to see them retire a single card because of that.
Well, and it's a computer card game.
Yep.
So they can basically change things with a patch. So if something is totally wrong, something's definitely not looking correct, they can change it. And who's to say, a year down the road, 2 years down the road, they make another format. and they change up things. And what's cool about this too is now they have the room to make so many more fun brawls where only GVG cards are used, or where only, Blackrock Mountain cards. I mean, they have so much more room to play now, I believe.
It'd be nice if we had
Because,
more deck slots so that we could actually put those extra decks in there.
well, and I'll tell you this, I would like, and you say it in jest, but in Brawl, I would love, even though Brawl's only Wednesday through Sunday,
Right.
it's only, what,
Be able
5
to build
days,
2 to 3
4 and a half
decks.
days? I would like it. That way I could be like, Rez and I could go ahead and play with the Warrior deck in Brawl, having fun, and then I could get my serious Brawl deck out for, doing, some really quick, lots of wins, grinding that gold, so I don't know. Like, I do know. I want more deck slots in Brawl. So that's it for my rant this week. I'm not gonna Hulk out this week. No one's gonna get threatened. So let's move on to something really, really cool.
I bet one of those new cards in the new deck is going to be the Spider Monkey.
It needs to be.
New cards in the new deck.
The new expansion.
Oh, okay. I was like, what new deck?
Yeah, the new expansion, the Spider Monkey.
Spider Monkey. Okay. So anyway.
Patron shoutouts this week. I went back into the archives and went digging and found some of our older patrons. Not older as an age, but it's the ones that have been around with us for a very long time. And I wanted to give them a little shout out. We have Kalia, Ivy Pips. I'm using their BattleNet names so that way they know who they are. And just thank you so much for your support. Astro Pilots, People's Herna, and Mally85. And these guys have been around for such a long time. I recognize every single one of their names. And see them popping in and out all the time. And it's just fun to have that interaction with them. So we thank you again for your support, because that's what helps us continue to do this and to continue moving forward with it. So that about wraps it up here. I do want to mention that I believe Ariane snuck this in the notes, unless Espo did it. But if you're a Legend of the Innkeeper patron, we have now moved over to a new chat server that you can join us. It's on Discord. It has both text chat and audio. Ariane is often in there during the day, chatting like crazy, as well as a few other listeners. And you can find the information in the Facebook group if you're a patron, and you can join us. And we occasionally are known to leave it open and play games like Diablo 3 and other games like that. And you can join us as we do that. So, also, if you want to check us out on Twitter, it's at LOTI Podcast, Squishy Dragon's at Squishy Dragon, Espo's at XCMTB Gamer, and you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Legend of the Innkeeper. So that's about it for this week. We will continue on with our deck training next week, unless something happens crazy between now and then, which has been known to happen. And that wraps us up this week. So we'll talk to you guys later.
Good job, team.
And make sure you get that in there.
Thanks.
I was like, come on. Oh, wait a second.
What'd you do?
Wait a second.
There it is.
We didn't have you open the deck. Back. Well, I'm trying to keep it at an hour. And we're at 58 or so. That's right. That's what the after show's for.
Always have to have stuff for the after show.
Job's done.
Good job, team.
The might of Dalaran has arrived.
It has?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, let's
So,
look at that pack.
Yeah, let's see this legendary that she has.
How much?
Whoa. So we're paying for legendaries now? Well, I guess essentially we are, right?
You ready?
No, don't see it yet on...
Oh my goodness,
Right
what
there.
is going on?
Let's do monitor. Nope, that's not it. Okay, there you go. That
We
works.
good? You sure?
You
Okay.
cannot open any legendaries
Why?
because we're not on the show.
We're not on this show.
So is that my whole problem lately? I haven't opened any because we're not on the show?
Okay, so what we'll do is I will record this.
Well, you better start recording.
I'm starting to record now, so that way if you do, I can throw it in at the end.
Well, this might just be a disappointing recording. Okay, come cold, conceal. There, I'll sneeze.
It hadn't even updated yet on my screen.
Oh, really? What? So,
I'm seeing just the pack in the middle of the screen. It's not doing anything.
okay, well, venture
There!
mercenary.
Okay.
Noble sacrifice, and a rare holy fire. You good?
So you
You
got a
see
golden
it?
conceal.
Fire.
It's a golden
Golden conceal.
Yes, I never notice when they're golden.
How could you not notice they're animated?
You notice.
Okay, next one. Come on, hopefully legendary. We have a rare. And that's it.
Bullets.
It's a wisp.
It's a wisp.
It's a wisp. Defias, ringleader.
Hey, you need that
Oh,
for
I-
your deck.
He
Unbalanced.
once was awesome.
Cruel Taskmaster, and my rare is Violet Teacher.
Oh, she's very
Pay
violent.
attention, class.
Okay, that does it. No legendary. No nothing.
Okay.
2 rares.
Sorry. It happens. It happens.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yes. So was that too wordy? Did that come out okay?
I'm wondering where you got all those words from. I'm like, wow, where did this all come from?
It's magic.
You
Yeah.
are magic, dude. Like talking about threats and talking about like inevitability and
You can't even
I was
say
like,
it.
What is going on? I was like, oh. I was trying to like, as you're talking, I'm thinking, okay, at the end of this, I'm gonna need to put this into layman's terms,
Great.
and I was
Yep.
like struggling. I was like, oh,
I was afraid
you
of
know. And then
Well,
of course,
I was gonna try and rewrite it before we did all this into more
yeah.
layman term, but I didn't get a chance to do that. So
Well, I
will
was
next
also
week be able to.
so
do it.
in the middle of that too. I'm like my internet's so slow that I've decided to get on the regular like 3G on my phone and use Twitch on my phone so I could do it right to kind of save some bandwidth. So of course when I log into Twitch, a commercial comes up right in the middle of recording.
Is that what that was? Okay.
And I'm like, oh, that didn't work as intended.
I wondered.
And of course, I'm trying to turn it down, and I'm turning it up, and I was like,
Well, we can tell you that real quick. HS Epic Pants.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it like a so and so puffin stuff? You know, back in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
HR puffin stuff.
That's I think HS is Hearthstone Vestidius.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
That would make sense.
yeah. Vestidius is yeah. It happens.
Well, he was a fan of HR puffin stuff, so he said HS Epic Pants, right?
I don't think that's connected
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, my name I came across. I had many different names I was using in games growing up. One of the first ones I started out with was Black Dragon. Back in the days with bulletin board systems, we'd get on there with our usernames, and I was Black Dragon, and I'm like, oh, I got, just felt epic having Black Dragon, and then I came across like 17 other Black Dragons on bulletin boards. So I was like, what? Okay, fine. I'll be pink, Rainbow Dragon. Yeah. There's tons of Rainbow Dragons
There's
too.
that
So,
one.
okay. I know this name will never be picked. Pink Dragon. So I chose Pink Dragon for a little while. And then I realized, that's probably not the best name to choose for this. So I changed my username at that point. And I was looking for something epic, looking for something fun, and I came across the word fastidious, Fastidious.
Ooh, you can
And
spell it.
well, of course I can. I've been fastidious for such a long time. It's just one letter different.
I still can't spell fastidious.
Well, fastidious, the definition was very attentive to and concerned about accuracy and detail. So I kind of liked the definition for that, and just kind of seemed like that. So I put a V on the beginning, and bingo, there you go. I'm fastidious.
Wait, you put a V on the beginning and it's spelled bingo?
Exactly.
No, it's just pronounced bingo.
I got you.
Another
Well,
definition was having high and often capricious standards.
there you go. Well, I want to hear squishies.
Funny story. So I used to play Club Penguin, and I couldn't come up with a username. So I don't know what we were talking about. We just come up with stuff, and Dad suggested Squishy Feet, because it's a penguin, and it's got like these big squishy feet. And I was always a green dragon. Like, I had a little costume that was a green dragon. And so I didn't want to use Squishy Feet anymore. I was like, that is hard to translate over to other games. So I went with Squishy Dragon, and done that for a while now, and it's way better than Squishy Feet.
Oh my goodness. Zargan was talking about the game Zork. I remember that game.
Oh yeah,
That was a text-based game on the computer. Oh my gosh. I remember it was like a
White House,
5.5 inch
Mailbox.
or a 5-inch floppy disk, right?
5 1/4.
Yeah. And Wizardry. I
Oh,
remember
that was a
that game too.
huge wizard.
Oh yeah, man. Oh, how crazy.
I remember
Fact.
taking, this is back in the days with floppy disks and such, the day Wizardry 7 came out. And I had to go across town on my lunch break, rushing over to the only game store in the town that had it to go get it. And flew over there, got it, came back home, and spent half an hour with 3.5 inch floppy disks installing it to the hard drive as it waited. It's like, come on, I want to play the game.
Oh man, now you're gonna make me want to get like Wizardry the game and start playing.
I will tell you then that you can get all the wizardries on GOG Games, GOG.com.
Maybe.
You can. I know you can. I have them. I have them all because you can get the complete pack and play it. Another big series I liked also was Might and Magic series. They compete very well with the Wizardry series.
I
Wow.
wanna say I played that a little bit.
Looking at images for Wizardry, and ooh,
Talking about 8-bit.
Yeah.
wow.
Curse of the... Oh, what was it? Curse... Wizardry.
Axaramus?
No. The Wizardry Curse of... Whatever.
Oh geez.
What was it? What was Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord was the first one, but the one I liked the most my favorite one was Crusaders of the Dark Savant. That one was weird because it went very space-ish. You got into space. Go ahead.
My nickname's a little bit too simple.
Yes, yours is.
Yeah. So
Well, it's part of your
my
lesson.
yeah, my last name's Esposito, and of course I was not the first Espo. I'm sure my grandfather, his nickname was Espo. All his friends called him Espo, and then my dad and all his brothers were Espos, and then all my cousins before me were Espos, and yes, boring Espos, boring. It was funny, but while growing up, my cousin and I skateboarded and snowboarded a lot together, and when we were on the mountain, he was Espo, and I was Little Spo, because I was much smaller than him, and yeah. So now everywhere I go, whether it's working at the sporting goods store or teaching Like, they start off calling me Thomas, or they start off calling me Mr. Esposito, and then everyone it just ends up calling me Espo. It just happens.
Dread Pirate Espo.
Dread Pirate.
Squishy Dragon approves.
By the way, real quickly, Wizardry, Proving Grounds of the Overlord, that was the very first one. I would go over to my friend's house who had an Apple IIe, I believe, and we would huddle around his computer as he played the game. And it was so simple. If you want to see simple Squishy, go look up Wizardry, Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord.
Well, what about Zork? We used to hover around my
That's
buddy's
true.
computer watching him play Zork. I mean, what? I don't think there's anything more
Nope,
boring
it's
than
all
that.
text. I remember the day Zork came out with the graphic version. And did you ever see
Maybe.
that? I had it, and it was cool because it starts out with the black screen and the text says, "You see a White House," and then all of a sudden the screen turns into the vision of the White House with the mailbox.
Oh.
And it was just all this epic music. You're like, I can actually see the house. You know, this is cool.
I remember that too.
So did you find it, Squish?
Find what? Sorry.
Wizardry?
No, but I will look for it now.
If you look in the stream, I'll put a link to the.
What is it? Labyrinth of Lost Souls?
No, there's a link in the.
Sure, do it quick.
That was
Dude, I don't.
that was one of the fights.
I'm sorry, where's the game?
That is the game. That's a skeleton. You have to fight 5 of them,
Yeah. You
Wow.
have to
and you're
press enter to fight, or T to take back the orders.
and you went through each of your characters and told them what to do.
Wow.
Oh, that was epic.
It was pretty epic, yeah.
Anyways.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Squishy Dragon's Blood from Raptor is so sick. I agree. It is amazing.
Aw, shucks. I'm pretty happy with it, so. I just can't
Yeah.
look at it anymore, or else I'll start trying to fix it. Be like, wait, I missed a section. I should do more here. It's like, just don't look.
Yeah, yep, that's the way it is.
Call it good and don't touch it. So.
I was looking to see where we had shared it. Okay. At least not the completed, but in past
What? Your adventure can now begin. For 5 months?
Wow.
It took him 5 months to start the game.
That's
Good job,
horrible.
Zero. Good job, Zero. Oh my goodness. Too funny.
So there's a link to Squishy's picture, but it's not quite.
He says I was 12.
When I was 12, I was playing Spyro, or watching Dad play Spyro, or playing Spyro, getting to a boss and calling Dad in to defeat it.
Yes, I did that quite often.
Yep.
Dude, you're still doing that. What are you talking about?
Not as much as she did before.
I
It
actually
was
just,
like 8 levels down in the dungeon. Oh, I love Zero. Oh my goodness.
I just finished actually the Spyro for the Wii Legend of the Dragon, and I finished it in like 2 days. I'm like, is it just because I'm older now, or what? Because that was really fast. So.
It was more than 2 days.
Can I just say, I love Keeper of Alderman.
Are you playing?
Dude, all day long. I love Keeper of Alderman.
You know, the funny thing is that, yeah, I can see it up close when I'm home, but at times she'll start the stream and I pull it up and look at it and just look at it. and think she got way more talent in her little pinky than I did. It's like, whoa. But then again, she has put in the effort and time to practice.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, an art is really one of those things that anybody can do. It just depends how much time you put into it. So,
Yeah.
people say like, oh, I could never do that in a million years. Like, if you practice, you could do that in, 5 years. I mean, depends what it is. Could be
Yeah.
less. Could be 5 days. So,
Well, I guess we're done then. I got some editing to do. I think it turned out okay.
Yeah, I was
Nobody
happy.
complained
I
too
mean,
much.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't really say that much, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for Wild. I mean, right now Wild will just be what we've been playing. I mean,
I'm excited for
so,
Standard. Actually, I'm excited for new cards.
but I'm I'm excited maybe for a year from now, maybe 2 years from now. I think Wild will be obviously Wild. It'll be a lot of fun and cool to play. So,
Ivanti's caught you. How did he catch you?
oh my,
Did he hear the comments about him being too very smart?
maybe.
Either that
I
or he
think,
caught him not prepping for the show.
yeah, their show's tomorrow night.
I don't know why my chair is awesome, but I mean,
Your chair?
yeah.
Don't tell Avantis what I said.
So is this still loud?
No, I don't think so.
No, it's all right.
Yeah, as Roshi was saying that my computer chair is epic. Like, makes it feel epic.
It's huge and comfy looking.
It's the chairman's chair.
Chairman's chair.
It is pretty comfy. I actually
Yeah.
got this chair because I've been feeling dizzy, and so I need to like sit back. But now we have pills, medication.
Oh.
Yay! So
People
now
are
it's just being
conceding.
So Espo, are you done with that round?
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
want to play around against me with my sling mage?
Yeah, let me make a deck real quick. Is that the Mists of Pandaria soundtrack?
No, it's the World of Warcraft single by the Play Orchestra.
Oh, interesting.
With Arnie Roth. Well, how about this song? Leah would like this one.
No. What is that? I know that. That's Guild Wars, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the old one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no wonder. They redid the theme song or the intro song for the loading screen character selection. Yeah, you have to be careful with dino drawings because they'll bite you sometimes.
Oh, look out.
That's what I'm saying during the podcast. Watercolor pencils work well.
Someone got bit.
Okay, how about the Commodore 64 medley? See what kind of songs come out of this one.
Sorry,
Thanks.
I bumped the mic.
Yeah, give me a second, dude. I'm still working.
I'm waiting. See, I think there's a card I want to change out of this.
All I hear is the same notes over and over again.
Yeah, me too. Skipping to the middle.
Anybody want to play Guild Wars?
Coming face.
I'm not quite sure what this one is.
It sounds just like weirdly happy. Like skipping through a forest.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
You're a Chinese.
Challenge me. Dude, I almost played my Dreadsteed lock versus him because I was playing it earlier. Oh, good choice, good choice. Dreadsteed's always a good choice. Maybe, I'll tell you what, since you mentioned it, I will play it the next game. Let me play this one, and then if I win, I will retire this deck and try my Warlock. How about that? I will come at you like a spider monkey.
We know what that looks like, apparently.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. Going to.
All right, what will happen when I do this? Gotta play that.
Here. There we go.
Hey, 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 settle down over there.
Not talking to me.
Take that. So can Twitch see what we're doing?
Absolutely.
Nice. Like, is it professional or is it just like your desktop?
No, it's as professional as it gets.
Nice. Ooh, look at you discovering. All fancy with your heroic card back.
Take the golden news.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Better
absolutely.
not be playing Golden Ooze.
Or the golden wisp. Either one works.
Oh, Golden Ooze. All right, here we go. Turn 4, I'm excited. What will happen? Go, hurry up, dude. You gotta get my turn 4 going on. You're gonna miss it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he's slinging some spells. Or is it flinging? What is it? Mage?
Sling.
Mage? All right, here we go. Are you ready?
Ready.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, but didn't do anything for you.
Yeah. But it's a 3-3. It's a 3-3. That guy? What? That doesn't work. That's not cool at all. What in the world? Surprise! I don't approve.
Now my discover gave me a flame walker. Waker.
No way.
Yep.
Oh, bollocks.
And my unstable portal gave me a blood cell raider. Why, thank you.
What is going on? I do not approve.
Uh,
I do not approve.
I'll tell you what. We'll go ahead and give you a spell. Wait, that's not going to help you any, is it?
Ouch. Wow. Seriously, you got a flame waker.
I did, absolutely.
Ah, how frustrating.
So Squishy, do you know this music?
I can barely hear it. Yes, yes. That's Free Realms, isn't it?
Nope.
No? Maybe I can't hear it. You sure it's not Free Realms?
Mm-hmm.
I know it. I really do know
Should
it.
know this.
We'll see if my plan works.
This is so annoying. I know this. What's it? It's not Guild Wars.
Nope.
It's not Lord of the Rings.
Nope.
It's not Lord of the Rings Online.
Nope.
Is it from a game or a TV show? Game?
Mm-hmm.
It's not World of Warcraft.
Why'd you take my flame waker?
What?
You took my flame waker.
Well, what?
Is it World of Warcraft? He's not answering.
No, I said no.
Oh, okay. Man, why do I know this?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It's no, it's not. Is it from? It's not
What? Flame Strike? Who plays Flame Strike?
Mages.
It's not from Smash Bros, is it?
Nope.
Fire Emblem.
Nope.
Final Fantasy.
Nope.
This is so annoying. I know this.
What?
Zelda. Something to do with Zelda. Give me a hint.
It's from Zork.
No. I don't believe that.
Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, look at that. Choose
Take
and then
that.
choose again.
And we'll
Nice.
take...
I approve. I approve. That's all right. I approve. Good job.
That was Assassin's Creed.
Well played, sir.
Really? What
Assassin's
did-
Creed Revelations.
Oh, I should have known that. Man. That one, I guess, isn't played as often. Wait, I haven't played Revelations. But I've listened to the soundtrack. So.
Look at you. Stealing away.
Yeah, let's get physical. All Richard Simmons, is that right? Is that who? Is that who's getting physical? Was it Richard
No,
Simmons?
it was from Greece. What's her name? Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia Newton-John, that's right.
It's a huge Olivia Newton-John fan.
With her ankle warmers,
Mhm.
or leg warmers.
Yep.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Unacceptable.
The Confessor. What legendary is he gonna get? Yes.
Look at that. It's
Yes.
worthless.
Yes.
It's worthless.
Perfect. Thank you.
Confessor. Oh! That's tough.
Oh.
Oh, yes! Something that is even worthless. Or-
Oh man, this is gonna get all those secrets on the board for you.
Yeah, all the secrets.
All the secrets.
All right, mad scientist, do magic. Pull all the secrets from my deck. Oh no. Oh no. That's not cool.
Ooh, that's cool. That's cool.
I know this song too.
So are you liking the Thief Priest again?
Oh, I love the theaters.
Thief Priest. So, what was this called again? Sling Mage?
Mm-hmm.
Sling Mage.
What song is this?
Legend of Zelda, the Windwalker.
Ah,
Oh no, you can't have her. That's unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Ooh, this is tough. This is tough. Let me guess. Nefarian gave you a mind control and you're just gonna steal him back. Because that would be bad. You're gonna just shoot him down. Oh no! What? What do you mean, Rez? So Rez says, I think you're toast, Spo. What? What do you mean? What is... So Rez can see what you're doing? Unacceptable. Rez, have faith, man! It's the Thief Priest. Have faith.
apparently there's a helicopter coming too. Below
Fire.
the house.
What? Now what is this?
Oh, bummer.
Oh, look at that. Okay, let's roll the dice. I have to do it. I have to do it. It's like it's calling my name.
Some person just messaged me and says, "Pound Espo into dust."
What? What? So let's make me into arcane dust? I'm not even worth full value.
Pound him into dust, it was said. Oh, really? Amazing. That's the card I get out of the unstable pool.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's really loud, by the way.
Sorry. It's only you.
It is only me. You're right. Play it as loud as you want. That way I won't hear the comments you're making about pounding me into dust. Ah, come on. Now, not fun.
Okay, Squish, you should be able to get this
Yes,
one.
I know that.
What?
That music.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
What is it?
Harry Potter.
Nope.
No.
No. You won't know this one. It's Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, that's what it is. I do know that one. I do, honestly. It's from Super
Yes,
Smash
you
Bros.
can have it. Okay, you'll know this one. Oh, great.
What am I hearing?
All right. Here we go. My goal is to smash you with your own
Oh.
dude.
Oh,
What?
you're gonna
What
hate.
happened?
You're gonna hate me.
What do you do? What'd you do?
I don't know. He played Echo Medivh.
What'd it do?
He's healing up only to have me smash him the next turn.
Ah,
Oh, I know that song. It's a weird version of it, though. It's from Portal.
that's right.
I couldn't
It's from
quite
who?
hear it, so.
Portal.
Portal. Have you never played Portal, Espo? Come on.
Okay, yes, but you'll know this one. If it's not too loud.
This is tough. Got to make some tough decisions. Do you even Portal, bro? Rez and I played some Portal.
Oh, stupid inventory. It's always full.
Your inventory is full. Oh, no, not the Death Lord. Not the Death Lord.
Wait, why do I have Twitch chat popped out if I have Twitch open right next to it?
I'm afraid you're going to spell me down.
Just hope he spells it correctly. Hang on one sec.
This could be really, really ugly for you.
Oh, no.
This could be bad.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
Oops.
You might as well just end turn now.
Oh.
Interesting. Interesting.
Oh, this is great.
It's not great. It's not
Yes,
great.
this is great. This is great. Okay. Do you remember one of the cards I mentioned? I like the card art on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which one?
You like the card art on Unstable Portal? No.
Right. That's one.
Yeah. I don't remember the other ones. Nah. Nice.
Oh, kill it! Kill it! No, it didn't kill it. I was hoping it would kill
I love that it
Sylvanas.
Kill it.
It got
I love
everything down to one.
that- That's funny. I love that it didn't kill it. That's epic.
Oh,
So close. No! You can't have her.
do you keep trading the same thing back and forth? I heard that.
I hope you know that one.
Oh, this is tough. This is going to be tough. I can't believe you stole my Sylvanas, though. I had 5 dudes out there, and you had to take
Oh.
that.
Cruel and unusual punishment.
Tough stuff. What are you holding in your hand that's so important?
A mouse and a keyboard. That's what I'm holding. Oh, not me. Sorry.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Wait. Who's Oh.
Trogzor.
He is the dancing master. He is the dancing master. That stinks. I was.
Oh, Espo. Really?
That's no, yeah.
That's what I was hoping.
No! No! What?
To the win.
Wait. There's lag on this the stream. I can't
That's
see it.
tough.
Oh,
Good
there we
game.
go.
Dude, that was a good game. Any game with Thief Priest is a good game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Were you wanting to do a?
Yeah, let me play my Dreadsteed.
Okay.
Even though I lost.
See ya, Zero.
See ya.
Zero, later on, man. Have fun moving really
Overwatching.
fast and shooting people.
Oh.
I can't play those type of games. I'm no good at those kind of games.
See, I like those type of games more or less. It's just Overwatch itself was a little you couldn't you die. That's it. You would just die.
Yeah.
But I only played it once, and it was horribly frustrating.
Where did you play it?
Beta weekend.
Oh, was it free?
Yep.
Yeah.
I missed that weekend.
Yeah, it was sad. Because I was really psyched up about it. It was like, this is going to be awesome. And then you start to play it, and it's like, oh, that's annoying. But, like I said, maybe they changed it. Maybe they fixed it.
I guess I'm okay with this.
Do I know this one?
You might.
Sounds like Banjo and Kazooie.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
Didn't think so. That was a pretty old one.
It's Angry Birds.
Oh, no, I wouldn't know that.
Angry Birds soundtrack? What in the world?
Ooh.
Unstable Portal. What?
Okay, so maybe you'll. Yeah, this is gonna go way back. So there's some older stuff. Let's see if you can get this one.
Ah! Tetris! I love Tetris soundtrack. I hate the game. But it's such a good tune.
I remember playing that on the Game Boy.
Ooh.
Like, I just love it too. Played that at the beginning of the show, I'd be bobbing my head too. I feel like I should know this one,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't. Is it Project 64?
Nope. Well, I mean, Project 64 ran 64 games.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
What is it?
Oh, Golden Warlock. Yeah, you've had that a long time. It's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Ah, okay. I played that a little bit.
Yeah, Golden Warlock. Yeah,
Is that Frogger?
Mm-mm.
when, December? Golden Warlock was,
Before that.
yeah, October, November, maybe?
Yep, that's Frogger.
Nope.
No? Donkey Kong.
Nope.
No? Really? What is it? It's not Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Pac-Man.
Because he was on the Pac-Man Fever
Pac-Man.
record that we had. But it was on the Frogger song, I think. But I played that tune and then went into the other one, so. Can't quite hear
So
it.
now that I know you have mind control tech, I'm gonna make sure I don't have 4 minions on the board.
Mind control tech came from that.
I don't think Nut
I
Juggler will
don't
get
have it in
nerfed.
my deck.
You don't have. How'd you get mind control tech then?
Unsable Portal, or I stole it from you. Or
Oh, you stole it from me, I think.
I probably stole it from you, yeah.
I don't think Nut Juggler will get nerfed because if you nerf it, like it'll become an unplayable card, and I don't think they would do that. That's right. He's a KOS. Get him. Get him,
Ew.
Fastidious. Don't let him live.
That's right.
Is this like... No.
This is Donkey Kong Country.
Mm.
Let's see here.
Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that was Final Fantasy.
That's what, dude. I'd only heard like one note.
I know it. Do you
That
know
was
this
Final
one?
Fantasy 7 or 8.
8.
Nice, Espo.
Yeah, I think it was 7. Yeah, it was the one with Cloud,
It was 8.
right?
8. Liberal
Was it
Fatality.
8?
Liberty Fatality. This is the secret of Monkey Island.
Ah, I misplayed that. Blah. Ah, I just misplayed. Oh well. It's all good. It's all good. Sling mage. You should sling out some mage. You do it. So is sling named after the blood slinger, spell slinger?
No.
No.
No. It's just, it was the name. I don't know. I don't know why the person chose like.
Probably spell slinger, dude. I don't think there's anything else you could name sling after. You realize everything we're saying right now is gonna be muted on the YouTube video.
Thanks
okay.
a lot, Dad. All our brilliant conversation. Just gone to waste.
Oh, how'd you get that hellfire? That's not cool.
Are you playing Priest, Dad?
No.
No? Mage?
Yep.
Oh, there's the... What's the horse? The steed? Blood steed?
Red Steve.
Dread steed. That's right. It's got a cool animation. I always like that.
Alright, here we go. Can he kill me in one turn?
He can, but will he?
Yeah, he did it before. I was down to 12 when he massacred me with the pyroblast. Antique Healbot. Is it time? Is it time for the Antique Healbot yet? No, not yet. I wouldn't play it yet. I'd hold off. There you go. Good play. Good play. See, now you want to play anti-killbot.
You're right, I certainly do.
You want to play like 3 of them.
Yes, I do. Too bad I can't. But
Okay. Play 1. Play 1. Right now. Come on. That's probably not gonna save you. Is this a last ditch? Throw all your cards out, possibly get a taunt up? Play? Is that what this is?
oh, great.
So anyway, what happened right there?
He recombobulated him into a Gelbin Megatork, and then recombobulated him a second time into a Gelbin Megatork. What are the odds of him recombobulating him to the exact same card twice?
Twice. Totally understandable. Totally understandable.
I'm out.
All right, so we did it. We did it. We found out that Jiraxis is the winner. There we go. Oh,
I did
goodness.
get my good cards on that one.
Yeah, you didn't draw very many. I was so looking forward to the
Should we just take
Braun.
one more time to fix it?
Well, we're even now, so we got to play a third game.
Okay. Last one.
All right, here we go. Squishy Dragon is talking to Blizzard's art department right now.
Cool.
Yeah. She's like, I won't take any less than 200K per work.
Oh man, I was just looking through different albums with like old 8-bit song music, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then this one actually is not actually game related, but it's this one.
That's right. Domo Aligato.
The 8-bit version.
Yeah, right? That's awesome.
I mean, you've never heard it until you've heard the original 8-bit version.
I know, right? Secret. I've got a secret. Now, what would be ironic is if I was playing my secret paladin.
That would be funny, yeah.
Here we go. Ooh, you slung some spells at me.
You know. Wasn't nice.
Hex, thanks for the spell. What song is that, dude?
Same song.
Oh, is it really? I guess it is, yeah. Squishy Dragon is in some serious negotiations with Blizzard Art Department right now. Look at her. Negotiating her salary. Sticking out your tongue is not going to get you any points.
Negotiating with our Unwin. Seeing if she's bringing cookies when she comes to visit.
Oh, nice.
Okay, can't handle anymore.
It's like elevator music. I'm waiting on her to get him back.
Okay,
What?
so we're gonna make Aaliyah. Sorry. We're gonna make Squishy Dragon really happy right now. Ready?
I think she's already happy. She's talking to her sister, and her sister's bringing her cookies. Nice. What's up, Kraska? Your demolisher is parked in the corner waiting for you. I forgot that we made that. Jeeves. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Slight upgrade. Slight upgrade.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. The Pac-Man. I love it.
Have you heard this before?
Well, you'll have to let me know if you're talking to me.
I've never heard this.
Oh, you haven't?
Uh-uh. Which one do you kill, dude?
Yeah, no doubt.
If you kill the raptor, it's just going to make a 4-4. Oh, I have heard this. I have heard this.
We had it on a record from when I was an 8, as a kid. And so then one
Nice.
day we had a record player, the girls, and they played this thing to death.
It went well, Kraska. Of course, if you want to hear some excitement, listen to last week's show. And you'll hear me threaten Team 5's lives. I don't know where it came from, but last week was crazy. This week was pretty good, though.
This is not going well.
Excellent. That's what I thought it was. Good thing I didn't play the card I wanted to play. Ho, 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 ho. Dude.
Really?
This is rough for you, man.
Oh, man.
What do you got, brother? Kill my Murloc. What? How dare you? Grand Crusader. That's interesting.
I got nothing. Got me again.
That's definitely interesting.
Ooh, is that where you were gonna play?
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't. I didn't. I was like, I can kill Loetheb. I can't kill a 7/7. All right.
Good stuff.
Well, I promised Rez that I would do a little bit of the D3. So,
Not a problem. I need
yeah.
to wrap up anyways too. Hey, look, she's on the phone.
I don't understand what she's doing.
Ah, talking to Ariana. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out with us on Twitch. I don't know if anybody's left other than Castro showing up late.
That's right.
Then Jack
Ask us here.
Sargent's still there.
All right. Good job, Squishy. show? Oh yeah, yeah. Squishy's live, even though she's on the phone. All right, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna actually get in Discord because I think that's where Rez and I will be chatting. So you
Okay.
all are more than welcome to join us there. We're gonna be yelling at each other. So if we ignore you, I apologize in advance.
No worries.
All
See you
right.
guys later. Thanks.